Why money makes you act crazy. Imagine this: two friends raised in the same neighborhood, with similar education levels, and earning the same income, can end up with completely different financial habits. One might hoard every penny, terrified of spending, while the other splurges on lavish vacations and fancy cars. Why? Is one of them crazy? Not at all. The truth is, when it comes to money, no one's crazy. Instead, personal experiences and the stories we tell ourselves based on those experiences shape how we view and handle our finances. This isn't just an idea, it's one of the key insights from Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money. Today, we're diving into how our unique life stories influence financial behavior, and why understanding this can transform your relationship with money. Let's break it down. Part 1: The Stories We Live By. Think back to your first memory involving money. Maybe it's the excitement of getting an allowance as a child, or the stress of seeing your parents argue over bills. These early experiences form the foundation of your financial beliefs. Here's an example from the book. If you grew up during a time of economic prosperity, you might see the world as a place of opportunity. Taking risks feels natural because you've seen that it pays off. But if you grew up during a recession, watching families lose homes or businesses collapse, you're more likely to prioritize safety and avoid risk. Both approaches make sense based on the lens through which you view the world. It's like the story of John F. Kennedy. When asked about his experience of the Great Depression, he admitted he had none. His family's wealth shielded him. His perspective on money was shaped by abundance, not scarcity. Contrast that with someone who grew up in poverty during the same era, and their financial worldview would be completely different. Neither is wrong, they're just different. Your experiences from childhood to adulthood act as a set of filters. They influence how you save, spend, invest, and plan for the future. Part 2: The Illusion of Rationality. Here's the thing, we like to think we're rational beings, that we make financial decisions based purely on logic. But the truth is, most decisions are deeply emotional. Why? Because money isn't just a number in a bank account. It's tied to our sense of security, freedom, status, and even identity. Take investing, for example. Two people can look at the same stock market chart and see completely different things. One sees opportunity, the other sees danger. Why? Because one might have lived through the dot-com bubble of the late 1990s and felt the sting of losing everything, while the other grew up hearing stories of people getting rich from early tech investments. Another example, the 2008 financial crisis. Someone who lost their home in the crisis might forever distrust banks and the stock market. On the other hand, someone who started investing in 2009, during the recovery, might see markets as the ultimate wealth-building machine. We like to believe our decisions are based on hard data, but they're often shaped by our past. And that's okay. The goal isn't to erase these biases but to recognize them and make better choices. Part 3: Anchored to our time and place. Here's a fascinating insight. Your financial behavior is likely shaped by where and when you were born. Think about it. If you grew up in the U.S. during the 1980s, inflation and high interest rates might have been top of mind. If you're from Germany or Japan, you might have grown up hearing stories about the devastation of World War II and the economic rebuilding that followed. Let's take the stock market as an example. Someone born in the 1970s saw the S&P 500 grow almost tenfold during their prime investing years. They probably believe in the power of long-term investing. But someone born in the 1950s, whose formative years were marked by stagnant markets, might see stocks as a risky gamble. Even local experiences matter. Imagine two young people, one raised in Silicon Valley during the tech boom and the other in a rural town with no major industries. Their views on risk, entrepreneurship, and investing will likely be worlds apart. One might see startups as the golden ticket to success, while the other values a steady job with a pension. The takeaway? Your worldview is shaped by the unique set of circumstances you've experienced. and those experiences differ wildly from person to person. Part 4. Why we judge others. Have you ever looked at someone's financial choices and thought, what are they thinking? Maybe it's the coworker who spends half their paycheck on luxury brands, or the friend who refuses to splurge on a vacation despite earning a six-figure salary. It's easy to judge, but we shouldn't. Remember, every financial decision someone makes sense to them at that moment. It's based on their unique experiences, fears, and dreams. That coworker might equate luxury brands with success because they grew up in a household where money was scarce. And that frugal friend? Maybe they've experienced financial loss and fear it happening again. The lottery is a great example. Americans spend more on lottery tickets than on books, movies, and music combined. To someone financially secure, that seems absurd. But to someone living paycheck to paycheck, a lottery ticket represents hope, a tangible, if improbable, chance to escape their current situation. Understanding this doesn't mean you have to agree with everyone's choices. But it does mean approaching them with empathy instead of judgment. We all see the world through different lenses. 5. Money decisions aren't new, but modern challenges are. One reason money decisions feel so difficult today is that many financial systems are relatively new. Consider retirement savings. The concept of the 401k didn't even exist until 1978. For most of history, people worked until they physically couldn't. Now we're expected to save and invest for decades to fund a retirement that could last 30 years or more. That's a lot of pressure. The same goes for student loans. A college education wasn't always the norm, and tuition costs have skyrocketed in just a few decades. Add credit cards, online shopping, and the rise of influencer-driven consumption, and it's clear why modern financial life can feel overwhelming. We're navigating systems that our grandparents never had to deal with. So if you feel like you're winging it when it comes to money, you're not alone. The important thing is to focus on learning and adapting. Part 6. The power of self-awareness. Now that we know how personal experiences shape financial behavior, how can we use this knowledge to make better decisions? It starts with self-awareness. Take a step back and ask yourself, what early experiences shaped my views on money? Do I tend to take risks or play it safe? Why? How do I feel about debt, saving, and investing? Are my financial goals truly mine, or are they influenced by societal or familial expectations? By understanding your financial story, you can identify patterns and biases that might not serve you. For example, if you avoid investing because your parents lost money in the stock market, you can research and educate yourself to build confidence. Or if you overspend to impress others, you can work on defining your own values and priorities. Self-awareness doesn't mean changing overnight. It's about recognizing where you are and taking small steps toward where you want to be. Part 7. Empathy for others. Beyond understanding yourself, recognizing that no one's crazy can help you build empathy for others. Instead of judging someone's financial choices, ask yourself, what experiences might have led them to this decision? This shift in perspective can improve relationships, whether with a partner, friend, or coworker. Money is often a source of tension, but understanding that everyone has their own unique financial story can foster healthier, more compassionate conversations. Part 8. Lessons to live by. To wrap up, here are some key takeaways to transform your relationship with money. Your experience is just one of many. Recognize that others' financial behaviors might not make sense to you because they've lived a different life. Focus on what works for you. There's no universal right way to manage money. The best strategy is the one you can stick with. Question your assumptions. Are your financial beliefs rooted in facts or feelings? Educate yourself to make more informed decisions. Practice empathy. Understand that everyone's financial behavior has a backstory. Approach others with curiosity, not judgment. Be adaptable. The financial world is constantly changing. Stay open to learning and evolving. Conclusion. Money isn't just about numbers, it's about emotions, experiences, and stories. By understanding your own financial journey and empathizing with others, you can create a healthier, more meaningful relationship with money. So, the next time you catch yourself thinking, "That's crazy," take a step back. Remember, no one's crazy. We're all just trying to make sense of money through the lens of our own lives. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Let's continue the conversation in the comments. What's one personal experience that shaped your view of money? I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.